a Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Follow the exploits of Glind, Elira, Sai, and Kellic as they travel the world uncovering secrets from their past and discovering new things about each other. This podcast is intended for mature audiences. If you are not mature and listen to this podcast, you may risk finding our humor funnier than it actually is. Last time on Llama.
So for the first week of the voyage, Kellic would likely be throwing up often, but still pretty positive that, hey, I'm on a boat for the first time.
I do believe today, as the sun sets below these abysmal clouds, we shall have a celebration.
Yeah, but roses I know, and here's a song about one. Every rose has its thorn.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
Every bard has its lyre.
And as you close the door, right as the door relatches, you hear a massive, crashing noise.
I'm assuming I knew it was like a big wave or something.
No,
or that's
you
what I
immediately
assumed.
thought it was something you did.
Oh God.
Glind,
Oh.
as you're standing next to these portholes with your foot up on them singing this ballad, all of a sudden when this happens, you kind of get thrown into the wall a little bit.
Okay.
And the sailors all fall. A couple of them you see slam into the wall as well, and one unfortunate man goes through a porthole out into the water. And you hear Captain Rimshot shout, "Man overboard! Brace yourselves for impact! It's coming around again, boys!"
Okay, so I'm sorry, I had the wrong kind of picture in my head. So we're actually below decks, looking out windows?
Yeah, out large portholes that usually the cannon would go out.
When the captain was talking about drinks, I thought we were up on deck looking out.
It's hot up there.
Okay, so as soon as I hear the captain say "man overboard," I'm gonna stow my loot and dash up to the deck.
Okay.
And I'm gonna look for the nearest rope, and try to tie it around myself to dive into the ocean and save the dude that keeled over.
Okay. As you run up out the deck, can you give me a perception check, please?
Okay, hold on.
While he's doing this, I'm gonna head back up to where all the soldiers are.
Okay. The sailors?
Yeah, where everybody was at.
Yeah, you have to throw
back
your hands on the walls and stuff to brace yourself. The ship is rolling back and forth. There's some water spraying in some of the portholes that are open. It feels like either the ship maybe ran aground or something huge hit it.
I rolled an 18.
All right, as you breach onto the deck, the light right away kind of gets into your eyes, making it hard to see, so you're squinting. And in the distance, you see this massive, hulking creature or shape of some sort in the sky, and it looks like it's dive bombing the ship.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And right as it's coming back around for a second swing at the ship, the captain yells out, "Brace yourselves! Brace!" And you see him just kind of grab on to the nearest railing, and his first mate is holding on to the wheel of the ship, and right near your feet there is a coil of rope that's attached to the mast. It looks like one of the what are they called? One of the bracing ropes for the mast kind of snapped, and now it's kind of dangling down near you.
Okay. So the captain is now cowering up at the wheel?
He's not cowering. He's holding on to the rail.
Oh, okay. Holding onto the rail. Okay. And this thing is diving. Some big giant thing is diving at the ship.
Yeah, from out of the air.
How far away is it?
It looks to be 300 or 400 feet away currently. Up.
Okay. So I've got a good 10 seconds or so before it gets here. Oh, man. Am I close to the captain when I come out?
You're probably 40, 50 feet from him.
Oh, okay. I'm going to bolt over to that rope, and I'm going to wrap it really quickly, not tie it, but just wrap it really quickly, loop, 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 loop around around my arm and leg.
Okay.
or no, just around my leg.
Okay.
And then just kind of stomp on it, just kind of knot, you know, a big messy knot around my leg, and then I'm gonna take out my. I think I've got a. Oh shoot! No, sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. Dig nabbit. Okay, sorry, I was basing that on the wrong kind of weapon. Rewind a second. I'm gonna grab that rope, run over to the captain, and kind of lash us both quick to the railing.
Okay. So you jog over to him or you sprint over to him. You got this rope and you just kind of like throw it around him through the railing and around both of you, and just like right as you're tightening and like cinching that knot down.
Yeah.
This big creature, which is now close enough to tell this is a large dragon. Like it's a big blue dragon. It's got a fierce set of teeth that are sticking out of it, and it is just loosing lightning at the ship from its mouth, and it crashes in with like its big powerful hind legs like into the side of the ship, and it just tilts the whole ship. Like the ship starts flipping onto its side so intensely that if you were to lean over this railing, you could potentially touch the surface of the ocean. And the dragon with its like powerful hind legs like is grabbed onto the other side of the ship, and it just rips a chunk of like hull plating off as it like jumps back into the air and causes the ship to flip and upright itself again.
So well, they're up there and we're down here. Do we hear like people yell dragon or something?
Oh yeah, you guys are hearing like the alarm bell is ringing like ding 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 ding, and you hear like the sound of like people like throwing spears and cargo, like things from the deck of the ship falling overboard into the water. Kellic is puking all over the place right now.
I am.
If that's the case, Sai is going to be like, oh no, and run back downstairs and trying to save that cat. He refuses to let a cat die in a crate.
Yes.
All right, so you run back down, and as you're going back down, like the ship is just being thrown back and forth. So like every time the ship moves, like you're getting flipped upside down, you fall down the stairs. You're at one point you're entirely sideways, like walking along the what used to be the wall and is currently a floor until the ship rewrites itself. And Glind, you're back up top with the captain as the ship is righting itself.
Well, wait, did you say the dragon is still holding onto the ship, or it ripped off a big chunk and flew away?
It ripped off a big chunk and is flying back up.
Oh man.
And it has like a big piece of hull plating in its claws.
Oh goodness gracious. Okay. I just want to. Kellic's puking. That's what's going on right there.
Yeah, he's vomiting everywhere. As also as he's like getting thrown from side to side of the ship.
Approximately how long does it take for me to get to the door?
Pretty quick, because like you were at the door when the ship like first.
Yeah. So I knew where it was. Did I lock it again, or did I?
You did not have a chance to lock it.
Okay, then I'm gonna open up the door.
Okay.
Do I see the crate at all?
It has slid, and is buried under some other fallen crates, but you can see a couple of the little air holes.
All right, I'm gonna run over there and is there like enough room to break a hole into the crate, like a bigger one?
You're gonna have to move a couple of the other crates that are covering it.
Okay, I'm gonna start attempting to do that.
Okay.
That just be a strength check?
Yep, go ahead and roll a strength check.
18.
Great. You managed to take a couple of these dogs off of the top of the
the dogs. They're barking. I'm like, screw dogs, I want a cat.
Yeah, exactly. You managed to move them away and throw them to the side. A couple of them break a little bit. They kind of splinter. And in front of you is this box with holes in the side of it.
All right. The Explorer's Pack does not have a. I can't think. No, I wrote it all down. It doesn't have a crowbar. Dang it. All right. Can I use one of my daggers and start to like try cutting the hole bigger, with being careful not to like stab the cat?
Yeah, and as you pull out your dagger, you see like a part of a paw kind of come out, and it's big.
Whoa.
It's really big.
well, I'm still not letting it die by drowning inside of a crate.
Okay.
That's not right. So I'm
Okay.
gonna continue opening it.
All right. So you're chipping away at that, and as you're doing that,
Kellic is trying to find something to hold on to whilst vomiting.
yes. So Kellic, you're kind of holding on to like one of the like little pillars that are in the room that the hammocks are attached to, and like you're being flipped upside down and to the side, and like you're just wrapped all the way around it, and you notice that Alira is still fast asleep in her hammock, and her
just give her this look like, wow.
yeah, in her
I
hammock.
wish I could sleep that well.
And then she looks at you like, I'm asleep.
Her hammock is kind of working as like kind of a spider web, so every time the ship is being thrown one way or another, like she's just rolling with the momentum and like being cradled by this hammock.
It reminds her of her young days, being cradled in a loving mother's arms.
In a spider web.
In a spider
Yep.
web.
She's a Spider Woman. Didn't you know that?
Oh,
She's not
Okay.
proud.
While you're thinking about what to do with her, do you mind if I take my action? All right. I'm gonna unlash me and the captain and drag him down where the rest of the crew is, right?
mm-hmm.
They're all together on that middle deck.
Some of them have gotten onto the main deck and they've got like spears out and like harpoons.
Oh yeah, perfect. So I'm trying to figure out if I should unlash the captain or not. You know what? Maybe I'm not. We're in a good position here. So as long as we're kind of stable, I'm gonna whip out my lyre again, or my lute.
Mhm.
Let's call it a lure.
It tells you immediately it objects and wants to go back into your bag.
Or is it a lure?
Yeah.
Lure? You know, it just floats in the water.
At which
All right,
point,
Objection.
I whip out my lute, and I do my bardic inspiration to everybody, within hearing,
okay.
and
Let's see.
sing a rad, super awesome lute solo of victory
Let's
to
look up.
psych everybody up for surviving the dragon attack.
And what kind of
Survive!
song would you say you're singing?
It's like it's this kind of a thing where it's like we could do it, we could fight the dragon.
All right.
It's something along those
See,
lines.
So
I was
they-
hoping you'd say it was similar to Stand Up and Fight by
Tursus.
Tursus.
There's
It's,
Perfect.
way too many
it's
modern
teen- I
references
sing
happening here.
Teenage Victory
I
Song by
apologize.
Weezer.
Yeah. So everybody aboard this ship can hear your beautiful song, and like you can definitely see them like, yeah, we got this. This is the guy who sang about roses and
Yeah.
stuff. But choose one person specifically to receive your inspiration dice.
Well, I guess I definitely want the captain to survive this.
Okay.
Can I hear his song?
Oh yeah, good
He
point.
could not. He is well below deck.
Yeah, he's a couple decks below.
Alright. You have a large, boisterous voice. All right, don't sell yourself short.
Well, I can give it to any of the crew, anybody, right?
Anybody within 60 feet of you that can hear it.
Yeah. Can Kellic hear it?
Kellic could hear it, yes.
I don't know if I'm worth it.
No, you know what? I'm just gonna, since like I don't want the captain to like lose face. I want him on our side.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna give the dice to him
All right. So you inspire
so that he can
him.
kind of like command his crew, have a lot of strength to get through this thing.
Yeah, so like you sing this song and you focus your arcane energies on the captain, and as you do, you kind of see his eyes widen a bit, and like he stands up and he's like, "Boy, release me from this. I have a crew to command."
Yeah, yeah, baby.
And so like as you're untying that knot, he looks up, "Brace yourselves, crew," and you see him like. If there was a fantasy equivalent of rolling like an inspire check, like he's trying to persuade the crew to keep going.
Yes.
He's gonna. Oh, he's got all right, and then plus your bardic inspiration. Oh, great. He stands up and he like for the first time you see him drop his goblet, and he doesn't necessarily drop it. He just kind of sets it on the railing, and you see him like wiggle his fingers around it, and surprisingly, it doesn't fall at all. Like it's just stuck there. And he lifts up his cane and he pulls out of the cane a wand. The top of the cane twists and he pulls out a wand. And you see him stand and like his muscles begin bulging a little bit. And he's like, brace yourselves. It's dropping the hull. The dragon above you with this piece of the hull it flew off with is dropping it straight down on the ship. And you see him like whip out this wand and you hear him like yell some of this like strange like wording, like words that you haven't heard before or in a language you understand. And you see his arm that's holding the wand outstretched, glowing blue, as a large ray fires out from it and hits this hull piece. And it shatters into 4 pieces, 3 of which fall into the ocean, and one of which falls and hits one of the smaller masts at the front of the ship, cracking the mast, causing the mast to fall over. And one of the crewmen who was holding like some rigging on that mast kind of gets thrown into the water with it. And you hear him shout out, "Another man overboard! Get some people over there!" And like he begins like walking around, like tromping on the deck, like with footsteps you can hear amidst all this chaos. And he's just tromping like this little like 4'1.5" guy, just like wandering around in like bulgy arm muscles and a wand and a cane. And you just see him like pointing his wand all over. Like every time like a piece of like debris goes overboard, you see him hit it with his wand and bring it back to the ship. And as this is happening, Sai, you are down in the cargo hold and you've managed to get a fairly sizable hole in this crate, and a large, like probably the same size as your arm, but paw comes out, and I need you to roll a dexterity save.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, that would be a 23.
All right, you jump out of the way as this like abnormally large cat paw comes out, and you're starting to think to yourself, this might not just be a cat.
Huh. Can I see like any other part besides the paw?
No, it is still very dark, so you can't make out any colors or anything with your dark vision. It's just black, white, and gray.
I might have been imagining the crate a little smaller than what it was.
It's about 5 foot by 6 feet.
5 by 6. Yeah, see, I was picturing a smaller crate, but you said it sounds like a cat. Can I try to calm what's ever inside of it?
How so?
Just be like, hey, it's okay. I'm a friend. I'm trying to save you. Please don't eat me.
You hear kind of like a...
I have good ale. You want some ale, buddy?
And you see like this big paw like reach out, like kind of swiping at you, and it grabs a piece of this crate and rips it inside, opening it. And for a second, nothing happens. And then you see the head of this creature come out, and it is a leopard.
Oh, a leopard. Oh, hey, buddy. Hey. I'm slowly backing up. I'm going, hey. Like, hey, don't worry. How close am I to the door?
About 20 feet.
All right, I'm gonna
Run.
Can I quickly get to the door and close it before it catches up to me?
Are you gonna turn and go to the door, or are you gonna back up?
I'm gonna back up and try to make it so it doesn't attack me.
All right.
Like, hey.
As you're backing up, it recedes back into the crate, and then bursts out of the crate. And it hits the wooden floor, and it kind of like slides around in a circle, like trying to brace itself, until it slides about 5 feet away from you.
Good kitty. I throw one of my days of rations that I have on me.
So like you're digging, you stop to dig in your bag.
I have it in my spot always. I know exactly where it's at. Just bam, away.
But you stop for a minute to take your bag off and like dig in it while this leopard is 5 feet from you.
I have like a messenger bag that I keep my rations in. I just put my
ration holster.
Yeah.
That's oddly convenient. Strange. It's like that only exists for this exact situation.
What? No. Okay, then no, I don't do that. I will.
Do you have shark repellent on your utility belt too?
Do not have
Bat
shark
shark
repellent.
repellent.
Besides, this is a leopard,
Do you
not a
have
shark.
a wand of dragon decapitation on you by chance? Because that would be really
No,
handy.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I can't do any
By
of
the way,
that
rest in
stuff.
peace, Adam West.
Lead him toward the vomit.
I'm kind of stuck in a room right now with it.
So
That's
as
like up some stairs.
as that's happening, the dragon begins heading back for another dive attack on the ship, and as it's coming down, its mouth opens wide, and you see this like almost like blue flame like flickering in it, but it doesn't look like a flame. It's like more of a ball of energy, and it's kind of like a it's,
Laser dragon.
yeah, it's like emanating out of the side of its mouth as it's dive bombing the ship, so it's kind of like running back along its neck and everything as this ball of like blue light grows bigger and bigger in the mouth of this creature. All of a sudden you just hear a massive thunderclap as a bolt of lightning shoots down from the mouth of this dragon and hits the side of the boat where it ripped off that hull, and there's just an explosion. There's wooden splintering going everywhere. You see a couple of the ship's cannons fall off into the water. Some of the crewmen who were kind of standing over there or even below deck get blown out the side of it. And you hear the captain yell, "I think we're taking on water! To the lifeboats!"
How close is that to like Kellic and Illyria?
You guys are like in the middle of the crew hold, and this is about 30 feet to your guys' side. So there's like wood splintering all over. Like there's everyone on ship right now except maybe Sai. Like their ears are ringing like they were standing next to a lightning strike, and the brightness, like it's making it hard to see, and now the clouds are getting darker and darker, and the ship is very much sinking.
Okay, I grab a pillow and I wipe the puke off my mouth.
Good action.
Because
Good
roll
action.
as a clean boy. And then I grab my pack and I start trying to wake up Illyria.
All right. Alira is like, she like rolls over and she's like, no, just a couple more minutes. And like she's entirely unaffected by any of this, and she's just dead asleep.
I try to hoist her over my shoulders.
All right. You pick her up, and she like kind of like half-heartedly sleep struggles against it, and then just you hear as she's like on your shoulder.
I grab any stuff she might have and I start making my way up.
All right, Glind, what are you doing?
Well, me and everybody up on top have just been kind of like rocked by this explosion, right?
Yeah, like it's hard to hear. Your ears are just ringing.
At this point, I think I'm just gonna run down to make sure my compatriots are okay. So I'm gonna bolt down to the next level into the bedroom or the barracks or whatever where the Illyria is sleeping.
Okay. You start running down, and as you run down, like on the stairs, you almost like careen into Kellic, who's got a Lyra on his shoulders.
Oh, great.
I need both of you to make a dexterity save. Kellic, you have disadvantage for being seasick and holding a body.
Fantastic.
Basically a wuss check.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
That's a 5.
Uh-huh.
Okay, quick beginner question. I'm sorry.
Nope, no worries.
So I'm rolling. What do I do with my dexterity with it's 14 with a +2.
Yeah, so when you roll your D20, anytime you do a check, you're adding your modifier, which is the positive or negative associated number. So you have a +2.
So what is that? 14?
The 14 is your overall score, and your score determines your modifier. So the better your score,
gotcha.
the better the modifier.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I rolled 17 with modifier of 2, so 19.
Okay, perfect. So you managed to stop in time, and you kind of like heels like dig into the floorboard of the stair you're on, and you like grab the side, and the boat's still rocking. So like this is definitely a feat to be proud of. Kellic isn't so lucky, however. As he sees you, he immediately loses balance as another round of vomit kind of starts coming up his mouth, or up his throat. And
Am I empty yet?
and instead of trying to vomit on Alira, he like turns his head, but he turns it too fast and throws himself off balance just as the ship is rocked by the dragon hitting again, and him and Alira tumble down the stairs.
Okay, is there? So I'm preoccupied physically by just maintaining my balance. I can't like try to throw out my hands to grab them as they fall.
You do try, but like he's bracing himself, and
Okay.
he falls. And so Kellic is going to take 5 points of damage as he tumbles down this staircase and slams his head into the wooden floor.
Again,
And Alira lands on top of him, and like she's got like this like little dagger in her hip, and it kind of like unholsters slightly and
Is that what they call it nowadays?
cuts your shoulder a bit, Kellic. And Alira takes 6 points of damage as she tumbles down the staircase, and she is unconscious.
She's gonna be mad.
Instead of just sleeping.
So while all this is going on, and I'm slowly backing up to the door with the leopard in front of me.
Yep.
How far away am I from the door? Roughly?
You're about 5 feet from it, but that leopard, like every step you take, that leopard takes 2.
All right. So, okay, can I do an awesome acrobatic check to do a backflip to the door and then land and twirl my way out and close the door?
100% you totally can, but you're gonna have disadvantage. Go ahead and roll it.
Why would I have a disadvantage?
Because the ship is rolling back and forth, and you have a leopard in front of you that wants to eat you, and a small doorway behind you.
Good enough, though. That's fine. That would be a 15.
With disadvantage? Wow.
With disadvantage, I rolled a 10 and a 12.
Okay, pretty good. You have a +5 for acrobatics. That's solid.
Yeah.
All right. So you do this backflip. You backflip out the door, and as you do, like you don't have time to close the door with your hand, so you like hit it with your feet, and you push off like you're swimming underwater and pushing off the floor, and the door slams shut right as the leopard pounces, and you just see his arm in the door, and as it slams shut, the leopard's arm is severed off, and you just hear and like thrashing against the door.
Now I feel a little bad.
He
I
is gonna
feel
hate
sad now.
And you
You got a
land
lucky cat's paw.
and you land on the staircase. Not necessarily on your feet, but good enough where you don't take any significant damage.
Whew. And the paw is huge, right?
I mean, it's a leopard paw. It's big, yeah.
Big. Okay, yeah, no, I don't have room in my backpack to carry that. So, I'm gonna head upstairs then.
Okay. As this is happening, you hear the captain. You know, he's still up on the deck, like shouting orders here and there. But based on the screaming or the lack of screaming, you think that you're running out of crew on the ship. And in addition to that, the seawater is now very much coming into the bed chamber area, and the ship is going down very fast.
Oh, that's a knuckle we're in.
Yeah, it's flying, like it's flowing very quickly down the staircase to where you are, Sai, and it's filling up the compartment you're in. And for Kellic and Alira, it's filling up the compartment they're in. And for Glind, it's coming over the top of the deck of the ship, and it's running over your heels down the stairs right now.
Glind, a little help, please.
Yeah, as I see this happening, I'm going to dive into the water and grab those two and try to drag them up the stairwell.
All right, go ahead and give me an athletics roll.
As I'm running up the stairs or trying to get upstairs, I turn my head a little bit and I yell, "Sorry, kitty! I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry." Oh, I'm underwater?
No, it's underwater.
Oh, okay. So
An
I'm
athletics
heading
roll.
upstairs.
Yep. So it's a athletics check. Sorry. So a D20 plus your athletics modifier.
Oh my gosh. 3.
Oh no.
You dive into the water, and immediately, like the flowing current of the water pouring into this vacant area catches you off guard, and it pulls you under, and you don't even make it near your target. And as this is happening, you feel the ship rock again, as another
Yay.
large panel of the hull is blasted away by this dragon, and the ship is now almost completely underwater. You can't hear the captain anymore. You can't hear the crew anymore. All you hear is this tumultuous water sound in your ears, and just and like as you hear like you guys yelling to each other. And the ship seems to capsize to the side where the hole is, and the hole that was blasted in the hull is now down, or at least what you think is down, as the area fills up the remainder of the way with water. And the last thing all of you see is the head of this dragon peeking in from underwater into this area of the hull, and it looks all of you like just dead in the eye as you see another bright blue blast of electricity leave its mouth.
Before that happens,
Yep.
I give it the finger.
You flip off the dragon, and you think right as you flip it off, you see its like pupil like turn to you, and you think it just adjusts the trajectory of its lightning bolt just a little bit closer to you right before it releases it. And
am I in the same area as them?
yeah, you're like
now,
at the top of the staircase now, and you see this happening too. And right as this blue blast of energy leaves the dragon's mouth, everything goes dark. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast and would like to support this kind of content and other content like it, please consider becoming a Patreon over at www.patreon.com/GentlemanGames. You can become a Patreon for as little as $1 a month, and it's because of supporters like you that we can continue making quality content for you to enjoy. Thank you.